Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. My name is Alistair Westwood, and I am a global marketing manager with ExxonMobil Product Solutions in Houston, Texas. And I am very, very excited to be at OCP this week to announce the launch of a new brand with ExxonMobil. It's ExxonMobil's data center immersion fluids that are going to be launched this week. There was a press release yesterday. This is the official launch this morning. And what we will be talking about this morning is more about the product offering, the value it will bring to the market, and also the size of our portfolio as it relates to other offerings in the industry and why that's attractive. So, our tagline, that's cool. And it really is. So, if many of you sat through the plenary sessions yesterday morning, we really got quite a bombardment of amazing facts and figures about the scale of the growing AI world and the development of technologies that are going to be required to support that, from optic fibers to SSDs to a wide range of different technologies that are going to enable the growth of artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and along with all of that comes incredible heat production, as many of us heard yesterday. And so one of the most important things is to be able to control and manage that heat. And so what we're looking to do here is to describe a little bit at a high level about the benefits of immersion cooling. This may be very familiar to some of you, maybe it's a little new to others, but certainly it'll enable high TDP processors, since the immersion cooling technology will allow more efficient heat reduction. It should improve overall performance and increase hardware durability and the lifespan of the hardware and technology in the data centers. There's a lot of discussion yesterday at the plenary session around lower costs, total cost of ownership, where you see significant reductions through deploying this technology, both in CapEx as well as OpEx, as listed up here. And then finally, perhaps one of the major drivers for immersion cooling is the benefits it can provide to the industry in terms of sustainability, specifically in and around the area of energy efficiency and also reduction in water consumption. Several of the plenary speakers yesterday mentioned that I think it was 30% reduction in energy and up to 100% reduction in water. So there are some significant drivers for the deployment of immersion cooling technology. So at ExxonMobil, we all understand you have choices, right? And there are many choices in terms of fluid suppliers. And so what I'd like to describe is one of the reasons why we believe you should choose us as a fluid supplier. So at a high level, I would say there are 5 different reasons. One, we have a global manufacturing footprint. We have a world scale and world leading supply chain organization that we leverage significantly the enterprise of ExxonMobil more broadly in that respect. So we have the ability to scale product at whatever volumes you may need, from very small quantities into the thousands of ton quantities. So we can deliver at scale where you need it globally. Secondly, I would say, secondly, the opportunity to leverage our technical, commercial, and marketing teams. We have global teams across the regions that are dedicated to supporting you as customers in any questions and any needs you may have as it relates to immersion cooling. Thirdly, innovation. ExxonMobil's been built on 140 odd years of innovation. And as a manufacturer of fluids, we know how to synthesize, develop, and deploy new technologies that the market will ultimately need in the future. I think it's fair to say we're on generation 1 fluids at the moment, but as you look to the future, there will be future technology developments just like any industry. And with that, you probably will want to work with partners and with suppliers that have that ability to innovate and develop technologies. And in this case, it would be the development of future, better designed fluids. We also have the ability to leverage another part of the ExxonMobil family of companies, which is actually in and around our additive technology and our formulation capabilities. Many of you probably have heard of Mobil 1. Well, there's a huge amount of technology and chemistry that all funnels into that, and we have access to those types of skill sets to help us in developing technology for the data center market. So fourthly, I would hit on a key theme of the OCP, collaboration. So the OCP is built upon collaboration, and we as a entrant and participant into this new market for us are also very, very keen to collaborate with various folks across the entire value chain, from the chip manufacturers all the way down to the hyperscalers. And we have two very important collaborations already in the works. You can see their logos up on the screen. We're working with Intel, and also we're working with perhaps the leading hyperscaler in the immersion cooling fluid space, which is Alibaba in China. So we can bring our support and activities to help these major companies in developing future immersion cooling technology. And then lastly, I would comment that we have the broadest portfolio. I led with that. But you can see on the right chart that we have a wide range of existing products. We have 8 products that we're launching today. And then we have a number of other products that are in developmental stages. And that, again, points back to our ability for innovation. Many companies may blend and may distribute fluids. We will actually manufacture and develop the technology that underpins the actual cooling fluid technology. So I mentioned that we had quite a few capabilities. And what I'd like to highlight here is a few more in a little bit more detail. And so the first, in the top left, again, it's this molecular synthesis piece. It's the ability to make certain molecules with certain structures that have certain properties. That's fundamental to ExxonMobil, its structure-property relationships. And we are able to do that. We can make a wide range of synthetic fluids. We can make esters. We can make alkylated naphthalenes, all sorts of different fluids with different properties, depending upon what the customer requires. The second one, which is huge, I know, in this segment of the market, is materials compatibility. So we bring our ability of a very, very scientific and disciplined approach to materials compatibility. We have metallurgists, we have polymer scientists, we have physicists, we have just about every kind of scientist you can imagine. And we deploy and use their knowledge and expertise to help us in these types of challenges and problems when it comes to materials compatibility. So it's really bringing that scientific discipline and approach to resolving the challenges of materials compatibility. In the bottom left corner, you see something a little different. So we've sort of gone from the atomic scale, and now we're moving up. And what we also have is, not surprisingly for a major petrochemical company, we have amazing simulation technology with fluid dynamics. And so what you see here is a simulation of a a device with a set of fins, and it's measuring and recording the thermal temperature of a particular fluid and simulating that fluid as it passes through the cooling. So we have access to understand how different fluids may impact and cool different types of componentry and different types of configurations. So again, this is everything that we can actually bring to problems and to work and collaborate with different folks along the value chain. And then lastly, we can actually scale this up through various collaborations to the tank scale, where we can understand how the fluid actually ultimately works in the tank. So with all of that, what we look to do is to bring our expertise, as I've described here, and marry it with your expertise. All of the companies here bring different elements to the value chain, different skill sets, and what we want to do is look at opportunities to collaborate and bring the two sets of expertises together in order to basically more rapidly deploy and develop technology for this market. And so, with that, I would like to say that I am thrilled that ExxonMobil is launching its new brand here today, which is ExxonMobil's data center immersion fluids. And they will bring you a wide range of viscosities, from very low viscosities to higher viscosities that enable different thermal management criteria to be managed. They have high flash, or a range of flash points from as little as 150 to right around 250. So from a safety perspective, we have the sort of operating envelope covered, because different geographic regions are requiring different flash points. And then finally, we have excellent materials compatibility and also the fundamental understanding of that. And then finally, our fluids can bring you, the customer, exceptional power utilization effectiveness. And so if you would like to know more about our brand, our portfolio of products, we can be reached at booth A32. Samples are readily available today, and if you need even larger quantities, that's available, so we have commercial scales available. And so I would like to also invite everybody to the block party this evening that we're sponsoring outside the front main entrance from 5 till 7. There's some pretty funky, immersive experiences involving three-dimensional art in the shape of a fluid data center, or a tank that's filled with fluid. And so we'd love to have you join us. We'd be thrilled, actually. We'd really be looking forward to it. And we have a team here of about a dozen or so people, so plenty of opportunity to engage, chat about whatever you need to. And so with that, I'd like to thank you for your attention. Thank you.